Alrighty, welcome back to another episode of Vault Hunters. In between episodes, in between 20 and 21, we did a lot of grinding, and I'm going to show on the screen what I did exactly. What I did was I changed our hunter ability to look specifically for living chests. That way we can go and get more knowledge essence. And if you look at how much knowledge essence we now have 16 knowledge stars. We can actually make another one, and we're going to use those in a second to finally unlock some new mods. So, we also have a lot of crates to open. We also have some other fun stuff to open. Now, some of these jewels I've already looked at. That one's really good. That one's really good. That one's okay. And this one could be useful. So we're going to put these in our overflow jewel area for now. And we're also going to roll these things. Now, one other thing that I may have made this during the cake vault, but it's been a couple weeks since I last recorded. You can also see our ores getting out of hand, so we'll have to deal with that in a sec. But I made this. It's a table that lets you automatically and quickly roll all of your things. So we're going to right-click that, and we have identified all of our things. The only thing that we have new are the Kitsune leggings. They look alright. Kind of looks like I have a towel wrapped around me. But that's it in terms of specifically new things. So check all these in here. This actually can probably just go straight into the recycler. And then we have a couple knowledge boxes, mod boxes, and a couple of relic booster packs, of which we got nothing. And from here, we got more mechanical bearings and another water wheel. Water wheel's not too bad. Everything else is okay as well. So, the next thing to do is going to be to open up all of these and see what kind of fun things we get. A lot of them are bounty crates. You can see we also completed a couple of vaults as well. I think that's a scav vault, and then we have 2 elixir vaults as well. And I think the rest of these are all bounty crates, which is also why we're at level 39 now. So, let's open all these up, and then I'm going to sort through them and see if there's actually anything good in any of them. That's a lot of stuff. And we didn't even open all the boxes. There we go. Alright, I'll be back, and let's see if any of this is good. It's too much to carry. This might be a problem. Alright, I'll be back in a sec. And we're back. So, that took a little while. I just went ahead and condensed all the coins. We got a lot of Vault Platinum out of that. And then I basically sorted things into 3 piles, one of which is stuff that I have on me right now. We got a bunch of kiwis, we got another lemon, a mod box, and we got an unidentified relic fragment. So let's look at those now. We got a gearbox, and we got a netherite scrap, netherite essence. I don't know if we have that one, so we'll have to check to make sure. Let's put the lemons and kiwis in here. We got also a ton of various jewels. I'm going to pick out the ones that are bad for right now. That one's kind of bad. That was terrible. And basically we're just not going to use these ones. Some of the ones that are like close to being okay-ish. It's actually really good. It's too bad it's so huge. We could try doing something with that. Same with that. But basically we're just going to chuck the rest of these into the recycler, because there is no need for any of them. Let's dump the rest of this stuff. And I think the rest of those are fine. We'll hang on to them for now. And then we got basically an entire shulker box worth of gear. So we're going to take all of this. We're going to go over to identifier, and we got an insane amount of stuff, as well as a bunch of Omega stuff, it looks like. That's really cool. Alright, so we got a fancy sword, which we don't have yet. It's kind of weird looking. Why does it have a thing stuck out the side? What is it? A swax. Okay, so it's a sword axe. We got a really fancy wand, which looks pretty cool. It's a Scallium one, I think. Scallium Tech wand. We got some other stuff, knight stuff, some more chest plates, shields, Dark Gladiator, which looks an awful lot like the bunny suit. We got Kitsune chest plate. Looks like, oh, it gives me a tail. Cool. That's kind of cool though. And we got a paladin armor that's a Omega one, which is probably a lot better than what we currently have. It also looks insane. That's really cool. So we'll hang on to a lot of this. We got more. Well, these are deer leggings, not kitsune leggings. They kind of look the same though. Anyway, we'll put these into our storage chest over here. We don't actually have enough space. Can we fit more in here? Yes, we can. Let's dump some in here and in here. Basically, wherever it'll fit. Like that. And then we'll do the next thing. We do not have this relic yet, so that's really cool. So the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to finally eat some of our knowledge stars. We've been waiting for ages to do this, so let's do all 17 of these. Now we have 17 unspent knowledge points. So if we go into the menu, we're going to look at the mods in a sec, but we actually have a couple more expert skill points as well. There's some interesting things in here which I haven't really used at all. I don't think I will use any of them right now. Yeah, we'll save on to them. I kind of want to learn Fireball just because I think it's funny. But then I have to come up with another key for it. So instead, what we might do is we might just keep this going until we can get another level in speed, because that would help us with vaults. Anyway, the next thing that we're going to be doing is we're going to be researching cagerium. Now what this does is it lets us basically farm mobs in a much more effective solution. What I've been doing right now is that anytime I need to go get like mob drops for the altar, I literally go and spend like half an hour just killing mobs somewhere. This just farms them automatically. And it's really condensed, so we don't have to do a whole lot with it. So we're going to research that. And then to store all those things, we're going to research drawers. Now drawers can let you massively improve your storage system. What we have right now with simple storage is pretty good, but this is actually going to work a lot better. So we're going to research that. And then the last one that I wanted to research isn't a super important one, but elevators. We're going to research that. It just lets you go up and down things easier. So we're just going to take that. Now the one thing that's worth noting is that at production we have now plus 24. If we wanted to get any of the rest of these, they now cost 26 knowledge points, which is insane. I do think that the next thing that we're going to go for is refined storage. It's another storage mod, but I think it's better than simple storage, which we have right now. I'd also like to get belts, which isn't actually too bad looking at it. And then we'll also need some sort of power, but we'll wait on that for now. So what we can do is, if we look at cagerium, you can see how to build a mob cage. So we need an ominous skull, we're going to need a lot of chromatic steel blocks. This is going to be very expensive, and we need chromatic steel ingots. So not ideal, but this is kind of what we're going to need. So first thing, let's build these blocks. We need 3 of them. Then we need the ominous skull. We're actually going to need a wither skeleton skull. Do we have any of those? We do not. We're also missing something else. We're missing black chromatic steel. That's going to be a little bit of an issue. But that's okay. How do we get these? Is there any way to make them? Anti-protonic nucleosynthesizer. That's something. We might have to go into the wither and try to do some of these. But I think that's what we need next. Boom. Yeah, take those. Take gold as well. don't think I've shown off a bomb yet. Well, since this seems to be a bit of a dead end, let's see what happens if I... throw a bomb at that. Oh, I thought it would dig. Oh, it didn't even do that. Let's find somebody I can throw a bomb at. I can hear skeletons. Unfortunately, they just look like normal skeletons. I should have thrown a bomb at them. Hey. Did a whole 9 damage. That's kind of pointless. I can hear lots of skeletons. Where are they all? Aha! Okay, well we found another wither skeleton. He unfortunately did not drop what we were looking for. But it does mean they do exist. We have lots of withered bones. Can we use these for anything useful? Not really.
One hour later.
Found a new little area. It's got at least one wither skull. We got a skull, finally! I think it's in my backpack. Let's go, though. We finally got one. Now we are in danger. Of withering away. We did get one. Let's go. Okay, I think it's safe to check. Yeah, we got a wither skull, finally. Spooky scary skeleton, right in time for... I'm recording this pretty close to Halloween. Very fitting. I would like to try to get one more. It has taken very nearly an hour to get one, so I'm not overly optimistic, but we can see what we can do at least. So, we've returned after our adventures in the Nether. It took a while, but we got a wither skull, as well as a whole bunch of other stuff, which we don't particularly need. But that's okay. Most of it we could do with anyway. Wow, it's very loud out here. Someday we'll have to fiddle with thunderstorms, so there's something cool you can do with that. But today is not that day. So we're going to put some of our stuff away, and now we should be able to create the thing that we set out to do in the first place. Cagerium, this ominous skull. I think we can now make this good. Which means now we should be able to build the mob cage. Good. And what we do with this is if we put it down somewhere, it will just spawn those things with whatever we put in there. To do that, though, we also need to use our mystery eggs. So, mystery eggs. We have a bunch of these things, probably. Okay, we have 15 of them. But what we actually want to do is we want to make the mystery hostile eggs. And it's going to cost a little bit. We should be able to make a bunch of them. Just make 10 of them for now. And when we right-click these, we'll get hostile eggs for various enemies. So, as you can see, that was a double. We right-click these, we get a bunch of different things. And if we look at what all of these are, I believe some of them went into our backpack, yes they did. We can see we can spawn strays, cave spiders, drowns, slimes, skeletons, zombies, spiders, and endermen are actually pretty good. I think what we're going to start with, though, is probably the ground. I think from drowns. What can we get from drowns? Let's just have a look. I know we can get copper at the very least. So if I do this, we should be able to get rotten flesh and copper, which is actually pretty good. But what we can do is we can go over to our farm. Actually, I just jump across the river even though we built a bridge for it. And if we're here, we can find a nice little spot. I'm going to put it right here for now. And yes, I'm going to put it up here, even though that seems a little bit weird. We can take the ground. I think we right-click it. And put some ground in there. And what this does is it will eventually spit out the various drops that it makes. So, the next thing that we'll want to make is a drawer to stick those into. So, to make a drawer, we have a bunch of different things we can do. We're just going to start with a basic thing. We should actually probably make the this thing. Can we make this? Not quite. What do we need in between? We need the slab. So let's make some slabs. Put those into the system. Actually make this kind. Okay. Well, I guess we didn't need to make the slabs. If we grab this, that just made a 1x1. We wanted not a 1x1, we wanted one of these. This is only making a 1x1. Ah! There we go. So we actually have to change how we do these. And if we take this, and we stick it underneath that cagerium guy, I think we should start to be able to accumulate stuff in here. What we might need to do is we might need to grab some rotten flesh and a piece of copper so it knows to pull those in, but I think that should about do it. So I think if I've done this correctly, it should now eventually spawn things and then just fill up this drawer with rotten flesh and copper. Will this work? I don't know. We'll pause the video there for now. I don't think this video is going to be over because I don't think we've done that much. It feels like I've been recording for 3 hours, which I kind of have been. But we'll see what this does in a little bit. So, I was able to confirm that this thing is in fact working. So if you right-click it with an open hand, you can see that I've so far collected 15 rotten flesh and 3 copper ingots. So, it works. I'll have to look at what these upgrades do. I think a lot of them just kind of increases how much storage you can have, which would be good. Something like that would also be helpful. But yeah, so that's basically the idea with storage drawers, is you can store lots of stuff in them. You may have noticed in my inventory, I have an awful lot of cobblestone. It's because I have not been just sitting here waiting for time to pass. If you look down there, you can see what I've been up to. In fact, if we just knock out a hole here, I fall into a giant cavern. So what I'm going to do with this area, and the reason it's so big is it's going to be like 3 layers, basically, of different types of mobs. We're going to use the cagerium stuff. The first layer is just going to be like the passive mobs, all the friendly things. The second layer down is going to be all the hostile mobs. And then the very bottom row, and I'm not sure how to get these yet, are going to be the, like the boss mobs. So they're going to get their own special place where they get to sit at the bottom of this thing. And since this is yet another underground facility, I figure I can connect it up to the other underground areas in the base. In fact, if you jump into this water, you can actually see there's some cobblestone under there. That is because if you swim over here, you end up at the bottom of the melon and pumpkin farm. Here's all the repeaters for some of this, for the tracks. I think you end up down here. So I'm going to keep working away on that, and we'll keep letting our guy dig for things or spawn in items, and then we'll come back to it.
1 week later.
So it's been a little while since I last worked on this, but what you can see is that this thing is starting to accumulate stuff. We've got 70 copper, and we have 583 rotten flesh, which is kind of insane. Now, to be fair, this is actually going very slowly. I was in a 3-hour meeting and left this up just in the background, and I think in that 3-hour meeting I got somewhere around 100 rotten flesh, give or take. So it's not very fast. I think once we add more drowns into it, it'll go faster, but it's not there yet. What that did allow us to do is it allowed us to work on some of the rooms underneath. So if we go down, this is going to be the area for the passive mobs. Now it's not done yet. The end result is going to look something like this. And I need more of these logs to go across to kind of give like some supports, because otherwise the ceiling is very flat. And I need more logs here, and here, and here. I'm going to need some over here as well, because this is very unfinished looking. And this is literally a wall that does nothing. You can see the bottom of our mill over there as well. So one of the things we'll need to do is keep working on this at some point. I think we will start moving things in here so we can start farming things, because it does take a while. I also started building this tunnel. I used up all of the sandy rocks that we have. It's going to kind of match the style of the tunnel that's over underneath our factory. But it literally comes out over here, which is eventually going to be a storage room. I also started doing some stuff here with vault stone. We have 5,000 of it in this crate. It sinks into our storage system over there. So yeah, I haven't not been busy. But I figured most of it's just really boring building stuff, digging holes. Now, the next floor is where our hostile mobs are going to go. This room actually is complete, because I was able to acquire all the resources we need. So what we'll probably do is we'll move the drowns down into here, and then we can put more stuff here. And then there's going to be a third floor, which I have not started yet, which is going to be for the boss mobs. Now, there are 2 reasons I haven't started yet. One is I haven't had time to do so. Second is the entire underneath of this part is underwater, which means we're going to have to build the walls and then get rid of the water and then make sure that it actually looks good. So we haven't quite done that part yet, but we'll get to it eventually. The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to build some of the passive mob farms. I have not actually done that yet. So down in our passive mob area, let's find out what kind of mystery eggs we have. I have no idea what any of those are. Squid. Oh, squid is actually great. We need more ink. Rabbit. That could be really good. And cod. Those are all fantastic eggs. Okay. So I think the way we're going to organize these. Rabbit has a lot of things that it spawns. Cod, I'm not so sure about. That's okay though. Let's start off with our aquatic friends. So I think we'll put the aquatic things over here. So we'll put this here, and we'll put that there. And then we need to put the mob terrarium on like that. We'll put the squid in here. Put the cod in here. You should start filling those in eventually with ink and cod. Now, does that render our farm over there kind of useless? Yes, but it was always going to happen. It's just we needed a way to farm them to begin with. Now, for the rabbits, I think those can go here. And we can stick a rabbit in there. This nice little brown rabbit. but I think we're going to need a 4-drawer setup for the rabbits. So let me go get one of those. Okay, so we have our 2x2 drawers there. This already has one ink sac in it, and this has at least one cod in it. Yep, 1 and 2 ink sacs actually. So what we can do is we can take our key. If we right-click this, it'll actually show how much of each thing is in there. So that's basically done. We just need to let this sit, and it will slowly generate items for us. I genuinely have no idea how long this is going to be. It might be a really short episode, it might be really long. But for me, I've literally been recording this one for a week. I spent an hour doing that nether grind. So yeah. If you did enjoy it, make sure to hit like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Right after finishing recording this, I went back into the nether, and I, within 5 minutes, found another wither skull. We'll do that off camera. I think I have like a ghast egg or something. That'd be kind of cool.